I don't know.
Okay, so next is okay. I don't know what you all thought about this. Akira Shida versus Tay Conti. All right, and it's like I watched these two. They're decent. Okay, they're better than most of the other girls. Okay, but they're definitely not skilled enough to try a lot of the things that they were doing out there.
She missed
Right,
her finish. Like she didn't even connect at all.
Bro, they were doing just so many busy spots and risky spots, just to like, and they looked devastating. They kept kicking out, and the kickouts weren't strong. They were just kind of rolling their shoulder over, and it just deteriorated the longer this went because they had a whole bunch of difficult stuff to do at the end, and they were getting blown up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, I don't know, this match was just, it was ridiculous. They tried to wrestle like the guys. A million false finishes, a million power bombs on the rope, and they're not fast. Like when the Japanese girl's running, she looked like she was running in slow motion.
This is what you're talking about.
It's just weird. It's just they're doing stuff that they're not skilled enough to do.
This is what you were talking about before. This is what you were talking about before, Disco, with the kick when it looked like it was like
she did like the whole sequence. They do these sequences there.
That drives me crazy.
Slow motion and
she was the bionic woman just going in slow motion.
So guys, here's my opinion on this Tay Conti thing. Okay, so this girl has improved obviously since she left WWE, but she's like legitimately like a judo, like she was like Olympic team alternate for judo in Brazil, but they don't have her do any of that. Like you'd think they'd have her do more of like a shoot looking.
She wrestles like an indie girl,
kind of like what Ronda Rousey should do.
Ronda Rousey do the judo throws and all that.
She did do some judo throws in the match.
But you think that her whole style would be a little? They try to make it different from like a lot of the other girls, you know. But it seems like
just use more of her judo background in her set move, right?
You took a professional, whoever trained her. Joe, look this up. Look where Tay Conti got trained originally.
I mean, Sarah Del Rey, wouldn't it?
Well, they get a pass for me because they're both hot. Boom.
Because here's the thing: when I would train at what do you call it? When I would train at FSW, if you were a shooter, okay, we had like Dave Mazzini, excuse me. They had a couple other guys that had shoot backgrounds, right?
Lombardi.
So my first thing when I get them is, okay, I want to take that background and tailor a skill set where you can take bumps and everything, but where this is still your gimmick. Like if you can do shoot stuff, I don't want to teach you how to be a professional wrestler. I want to teach you how to do the wrestling things that the wrestlers do, but don't get away from what you're built for. Right? I think what they do, they get these shooters like Tay Conti, and they just teach her how to be a professional wrestler. Perfect example. It's like this is what it comes across as to me. It's like Ben Askren boxing. It's like Ben Askren is a great wrestler and stuff. Then he got into boxing. He's like, well, he's not a good boxer. So when I watch these shooters, like a girl like Tay Conti, she's probably a great shooter, but she's not a very good professional wrestler. Like her skill level of wrestling is far below her skill level as if she was an Olympic. Like she has a skill set, an Olympic level skill set, right? But her wrestling doesn't look like it deteriorates. It takes away from that skill set. It makes it look like she's not a shooter at all. She's just a girl that's wrestling like all the other girls are, trying to do the guy spots, doing all these things. That's what it looks like to me.
That's the same thing to a certain extent. When I see Shayna Baszler, right? It's the same thing they're doing with her and Ross. Like
she looks like a worker. Girl. Like she's doing weak punches when she's punching. It's like it's like they taught her how to be a wrestler.
We know that she could probably legitimately kick the out of all these girls, but you would never they don't even have her remotely look like that. It just looks like any other girl.
So it says this Tay Conti was trained, it lists as at WWE Performance Center and Dustin Rhodes, so she must be training at Dustin School as well.
I mean, that's one thing I think that the WWE system is they're teaching these people how to work well, right? But it's like some people are just not, there's different, like perfect example. Bro, if you're a shooter, and you're breaking the wrestling, just watch Goldberg matches. It's not all the spear stuff. I think Goldberg used to wrestle like he do submissions and try to get the matches were short, but like if you want to be a shooter, you have to look like you know how to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Is if you're just wrestling, that doesn't look like shoot stuff. So I don't know.
I think I'm gonna give him a little bit benefit of the doubt in that I would imagine those top 5 women or so on AEW, they're probably feeling a lot of pressure because everybody's on them, and you see how good the NXT women are, and even how big time the women on the main roster are for WWE. I thought this was pretty good for AEW women. But you know, when we're
for AEW women is exactly
and I would
get what
have
you get here.
I would have Jade Cargill out there every week mauling somebody.
Sure.
So that someday she can maul the champ in 5 minutes or whatever, and see if someone can get title.
Time out. But what did they do with her tonight?
They did a video.
What are they trying to do? Everybody's trying to recruit her to their group.
Oh, yeah.
The old Bam Bam Bigelow. The Bam Bam Bigelow. Yeah.
So now everybody's going to be. So now all the groups are fighting to get the new members. Maybe should just be like.
Maybe Sir Oliver is coming out to
still come out of nowhere.
Like I just said, like so that Randy that point. Like I was just talking about Dark and Elevation, how they have all these random girls on there that are like, you know, just coming in for these one-off job matches. Like, why can't Jade Cargill just every week, just 1 minute, just smash one of those girls, just squash them, and that's her bit every week. It takes 1 minute of showtime. Not a lot, you know?
I think the biggest bummer so far of the AEW women's division is there hasn't been like a champion for people to really get excited about. It's like either it's a Japanese girl who can't cut promos, or it was Nyla who's kind of
no, it's just
there's never been. I just switched
the girls were not. The girls have not
give it something different. It needs a change.
Matches, Joe, the matches have not been good, but the wrestling media has been defending them. Okay, because they're not calling. They don't the Sean Ross Sapps and all these guys. They don't call this stuff out when it stinks. They say it's good. What a great match! Every single time they wrestle.
They grade them on a curve.
Let me ask you this:
they get a benefit of the doubt.
The championship matches haven't been good, right? What's the champion's name? Shirai?
Shida? Hikaru Shida?
I don't even know who it is.
Why would they have her as champion though? Right? Because she's probably supposed to be a great worker.
Because Kenny booked it that way. That's why.
It's not panning out. It's not panning out. Then if she came in to be the great worker of the division, she's not. So it's time to switch the belt. This going on long. It's been 2 years already.
Every week they give Britt Baker an hour and a half of mic time. Just put the belt on her.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know why they never have her wrestle really.
Okay, so next is
let me just say real quick about this match. I still think that Tay, whatever, she has
Conti.
huge potential to be a big star, and she should be getting her reps on Dark. But this was a good match. There were some good moves I'd never seen, especially the 2 turnbuckle moves. The one where Ty did the senton when she landed and did the senton, and the other one where the girl just literally dropped her on the third thing.
Like flipped her over on it. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good?
That was
I thought it looked pretty good. Yeah.
That's a move I've never seen.
Yeah, well, you've never seen it because it's very unsafe.
Very dangerous,
Very dangerous, and they shouldn't be doing that because they don't look like the type of people that are skilled enough to do it without getting hurt.
Where she kind of threw on her back on the top turnbuckle.
Right.
Yeah, that was brutal.